There are several ways countries can respond when one of their allies is invaded. One is direct military action with troops. Another is military aid to the country under attack in the form of weapons or logistical support. A third is the use of diplomacy to seek a peaceful solution. Another tactic, usually in combination with some of the above, and one that the US and others are using against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine, is the deployment of sanctions. Sanctions are a form of economic coercion that imposes costs on a regime to encourage a change in behavior. Sanctions have been called the Swiss Army knife of foreign policy. They are useful and multifunctional, but they have limits. Sanctions can be made against governments directly and against the people and institutions of a country as a way of putting more pressure on the government. One sanction already imposed on Russia by the US and others is that the Russian central bank has been cut off from using roughly $650 billion of its reserves held by banks overseas. Russian banks have also been shut out of the SWIFT financial messaging system, which more than 11,000 banks and other financial institutions around the world rely on to move billions of dollars every day. Access has also been blocked to cash and other assets held overseas by Russian business and political leaders, and Russian investors have been blocked from global bond markets. The US has also suspended the export of multiple technologies to Russia, such as semiconductors, which makes it harder for firms operating in or doing business with Russia to make and maintain everything from military equipment and planes to cell phones and refrigerators. Sanctions can be a lever to force negotiations, and they are most successful with a clear and narrow goal. One example is how the Obama administration used sanctions to bring Iran to the table to discuss its nuclear program. Sanctions are also more effective when more countries join forces to impose them. Russia's trade with Europe, for example, is 9 times greater than that with the US, so sanctions from Europe have more impact. But Europe is also more dependent upon oil and natural gas from Russia, which limits the steps it can take. And Russia also has the cushion of a robust trading relationship with China. Ultimately, sanctions work best when used in conjunction with diplomacy, both in public and via back channels, to bring about lasting and meaningful change.